Good morning, students. Today I am showing you this slide again because when you start your chapter, that is chapter 5 in your notebook, you have to draw these different types of cells which are present in human body in your notebook. After that, then you have to write the examples of various types of cells. First, smallest cell, that is PPLO, mycoplasma. Largest cell is of ostrich egg. Longest animal cell is nerve cell. All these are having their units in micrometer. So a micrometer or micron is 1,000 of a millimeter. After that, now how do we define cell or what is a cell? So the complete definition of cell is: a cell is the smallest unit that is capable of performing all the life functions. Basically, each living cell has the capacity to perform certain basic functions that are characteristic of all living forms. So, simply we can say that a cell is the smallest unit of life. Now, if you check, there are few questions on page number 59 of your NCERT book. So, you can see the answers of these questions in this slide. First question is, who discovered cells and how? And the answer is Robert Hooke in 1665 discovered cell in thin slice of cork under his self-designed microscope. He found a number of small boxes-like structures which he named cellulae or cells. Second question, why is the cell called the structural and functional unit of life? Why we call a cell structural and functional unit of life? So we have to write the answer in both ways. First, structural unit. A living organism is made up of one or more cells. Therefore, cell is the structural unit of life. And then functional unit, all life functions of an organism reside in its cells. So cells may become specialized to perform specific functions. Therefore, cells are functional unit of life. These questions you have to write down in your notebooks. Now the next question arises, what is a cell made up of? A typical cell is made up of three parts. First, plasma membrane or cell membrane. Second, nucleus. And third is cytoplasm. That means for any cell to survive, it must have cell membrane, nucleus and cytoplasm. First, we will learn about plasma membrane or cell membrane. It is the outermost covering of every cell that separates the inner contents of the cell from the external or outside environment. See, it is very important. If there would not be any covering, then all the inner contents or material of the cell move out of the cell. So the main function of plasma membrane is it allows the entry and exit of materials in and out of the cell, but it prevents or does not allow the movement of some material. That's why we call it a semi-permeable membrane or selectively permeable membrane. Next, another important function of plasma membrane is that it is flexible, means it helps organisms, mainly unicellular organisms, example amoeba, to move its body and helps in engulfing the food particles. Also, plasma membrane is made up of bilayer of lipids and proteins located inside and outside of the cell. I can explain you with the help of diagram. See students, it is the structure of plasma membrane. Here these purple ones are the proteins which allow the entry and exit of selected materials, and this big lipid bilayer, which means made up of two layers of lipid or fat molecules. This protein and lipid structure of plasma membrane makes it semi-permeable membrane.